then all of a sudden a place that's over here that's dark, it lights up, and you realize that that there thousands, hundreds, certainly of houses that suddenly are illuminated, and then these go black, and you would see those things. And the first time I took a shower, a real shower in Havana, I was at this family's house, Iran, the gentleman there with the medals, and Maureen was in the shower, and I think I had taken it and gotten out, and the water stopped, and she was so offensive. What am I going? What's happening? What am I going to do? Whatever. And so Iran's wife, Amelia, said, well, it'll come back on. Just be patient. And basically said to us that not having water all of the time during the day is one of the things that we are willing to endure because we have to allow for people in other areas to have water. So, and there was just this whole sense of community and people caring for other people that they didn't know, but they knew, how they lived, and they knew that these things were important. And I found that in a lot of the places that I photographed, and it's grossly lacking in this country. I mean, we're a me, I, trying to get more, and et cetera, and hold on and never sharing and thinking about others. And that's pretty much been the tenor of all of my work. It's been about people who have been dispossessed, displaced, people who don't have access, even, like my work in China, which there is or Asia, there isn't a lot of it, a lot of that particular part. But I photographed people who were displaced by the building of the Three Gorges Dam. I did portraiture of the children of African American GIs and Vietnamese women, and what their lives were like. And that's been what I've been trying to talk about. People who aren't seen, people who don't have access, and the very simple things that most of us take for granted, and trying to say that there are plenty of people that are right at our back door, right across the street from us, literally in the same city, the same block, who just don't have, who and that those people are worth and are worthy of different types of lives. And what does it mean? Well, it may mean that we need to perhaps figure out how to live without $500 a year, maybe, or something like that, But the point is that we typically, and most people in Western cultures are typically so self-centered that they say, well, there are all these things. Poor you will always have. They're poor because they're lazy. They're poor because of this. They're poor. Whatever, it's that they are the undeserving poor. They don't deserve the things that you have or the things that, that someone else has. And we need to do something about that. Else we're all going to end up destroying ourselves. And because, what's happening in the world today is that people are getting angry. And as great as media is, media has said to people, they look at this and they say, this is really what I don't have, and why don't I have this? And they're mad. And if we don't do anything about it, I think that we're subject to a lot of terrible things, and we're terrible. So that's kind of what my work is about. And I work in video. I've been my Durham Stories piece. I do video about the streetwalkers, the casual sex workers here in Durham. Get their stories, find out why they're doing these jobs. How did they end up there? Because it's not simply that this person is a sex worker. It's what were the circumstances that put them there. And in the early 80s, in the 70s, I owned a trucking company. I had 5 dump trucks. I made tons of money. Was divorced, I lost everything. Within a year after my divorce, I was homeless and slept on the streets. Well, I mean, I had a car that was stolen, that I stole, that I slept in, but I slept in the car on the streets. And you know, people think, well, you know, that can't happen to me, and that's not going to happen to me. We don't know what's going to happen to us, so we need to, I think, be more caring, because the next day that may be you, or if not you, it'll be maybe someone that you know and care about. So that's why I do the work.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, and I agree. Like, I know people who are quick to see homeless people or to see people that, you know, are not in an ideal situation, quick to say, well, you know, it's their fault. And in some cases, yes, it is, but, and say, you know, just as easily they can pick themselves off their feet. But, you know, people go through certain things. I have a family member that's very close to me that was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And, you know, his life came to a halt. But I know that sometimes when people look at him, they're going to make assumptions.
Right.
And, you know, and I just think people do need a little more compassion. But yeah, and I like what you said about seeing other cultures and seeing how simple it was. I got a chance to spend some time in Southeast Asia this summer. I was in Thailand. And I was completely in love with the way of life there. Now, obviously, like, being in such a privileged country such as the U.S., like, there are things that you're used to having and that you don't know after you've had them for so long, you're not sure if you're going to have them. But going there and just kind of like, you know, being on a river at a homestay and living with people and they're content because, you know, they don't really have too much concept of getting to something higher. But that's okay with them. And it's okay for everyone else. They're happy to help people. They're very warm and welcoming to visit.
That's right.
So,
well, the people who give the most are people who have the least.
Yes.
And I mean, not only in the total amount of dollars, but also in the percentage of their wealth, you know, of what they have. So all of these notions about, you know, the trickle down effect and the rich do this and whatever, blah blah blah. It's, you know, it's really nonsense. So we need to restructure a lot of things in this country, and but you know, it's going to be difficult because we've had a generation, and we're beginning to have the second generation that's growing up with, you know, me, and you know, it's the result of Reaganomics and you know, all of the, you know, the falsities, you know, about that. And you know, I was listening to the news this morning, and they were saying